One of the big problems with using Nitro-CELL is that we've got a lot of functionality and a lot of options these days, and it can be a little bit intimidating to just try to get through what do all these options do and how do I use them. So we actually wrote this Excel add-in to kind of help that process. And what it does is if you're in a um, execution worksheet, normally you would just see this. So you could see that that's a model open and then there's an option here. And if you wanted to know what that option did, you would scroll over and kind of see what the corresponding value is for that. Now, for something like this, that's pretty straightforward and obvious. But when you're dealing with something that's a little bit more complex, like this command, I know that I've got field requirements there, but I've kind of come over here and kind of debug what's going on here. And I may not even understand like what that function does by default. So um, one way to kind of get around that would be to come up to uh, uh, kind of the home and then adjust the wrapping of the text to kind of get more detail as to what's there. But that's still kind of a pain. So the add-in is actually designed to kind of address that and solve that issue. To get it, all you have to do is go to the Simplified Logic site, go to the Nitro-CELL page, and there's this Get Excel add-in here. So we're going to click on this. This is going to take us to uh, GitHub, which is where we store the source for this. And if you just follow the instructions for how to install it, you'll be up and running in no time. So I'm going to go ahead and select the file. We're going to download the file. And when that's finished, we're going to drag it into our Microsoft add-ins directory, which is typically, I mean, it's in the instructions, but it's typically under your app data roaming Microsoft add-ins. So we're going to drag that file into here. And let's move this over here. And then we're going to come in and we're going to register that by going to File Options, Add-ins, Go. And we're going to browse for, there it is, and say OK. And now when we select either a command or an option, it will tell us all that additional information. So if we come in and we say report item counts like we did before, you can get a nice overview of what the command does. And then also what are the various options, what are defaults, and then how is it, what's it going to read and what it's going to write basically. So the Excel add-in is very handy. It is something that's active all the time in Excel, and that's kind of the way that they kind of work. If you want to turn it off, you just simply have to go to Excel add-ins and disable it. And then if you come in and put in a new command like let's look at the table option for open, you'll notice that help is not being presented there. However, if it was set previously in the document, it'll still be there. So that's basically how it works. We hope you find it useful, and if you find any bugs or issues or ways to improve it, please consider contributing to the code.